In my opinion, this is the next step along that path. Now here is from the University of North Carolina. They have a Urban Institute, and in this conference that was held this year, they have determined that the disadvantaged people in this country have degrees or subdivided into different groups. Now here is what they say these disadvantaged people have been divided into. The elderly, 75 or older, physically disabled, carless households, low-income households, female head of households with children. Then we have limited English proficient persons, Hispanics and Latinos, and then last we have non-Hispanic minorities. Well, if we have subdivision in disadvantaged people, would we have division in advantaged people? So if you pull up to the pump and you're in a category of individuals that say for the past 4 generations has had a leg up over other people, then would you pay more? I'm just posing that question. Something that you might want to think about. I thought it would be interesting just to put up some logo dealing with various aspects of sustainable development. This one is the Earth Rights Institute. They want to ensure that the Earth has or is recognized to have rights. I don't know if you know it or not, but it wasn't too many months back that one of the presidents of the South American country said that we need to ensure that constitutions of every country recognizes the rights of the Earth. In a few minutes, you're going to see a Pledge of Allegiance to the Earth. And this organization is pushing for the adoption of that philosophy. Then we have Vanderbilt University. You just type in any institution of higher learning that you want to in sustainable development, you're going to wind up with hits. And that's how I wound up with this graphics. This one is the Campus Sustainability. It was a 6-day conference back in 2008. American Association of Community Colleges sponsored that. This one is the second most recognized logo for sustainable development. It's a 3-legged stool, and each one of those legs represents one aspect of sustainable development. Now this is a graphics out of a comprehensive plan for Elmore County. It is a very rural county just north of the state capital in Alabama. In this comprehensive plan, by the way, that has not been adopted because we were early on. We got wind of what's going on, and people began to talk about what was in the comprehensive plan and the fact that it had the United Nations definition of sustainable development. And we began to ask questions. And the county commissioner said, we don't have anything to do with sustainable development. This is not a sustainable plan. And we said, oh gee, it's on page so-and-so in your plan. What do you mean? Well, as it turned out, 3 of the 5 guys got voted out of office because they were contending that they had nothing to do with it, when in fact they were endorsing this plan and the adoption of it. So that's why it was not adopted. This is the mayor of Eufaula, Alabama. Several years ago, he partnered with the Audubon Society, and he is drawing those same 3 circles on a dry erase board. Now, the reason I have Lipscomb University up here is because this individual, who is director of the Institute for Sustainable Practices at Lipscomb University, is helping Hohenwald, Tennessee, Lewis County, transition from a free enterprise system to one of sustainability. Now, I did not know Lipscomb University existed until I ran across this. I was studying about Hohenwald, Tennessee, which you'll see in a few minutes what they're doing. As it turns out, this school is supported by the Church of Christ, and I have a long-time friend, very conservative, a man that is a member of the Church of Christ, and he would be mortified if he knew that a university was taking his money and doing things like this. And they have expanded to go into other areas of sustainable development since I acquired this graphics. I have been promised an audience with some officials of this college. I hope at some point it will come to fruition. Now, I'm trying to make the point, and I realize you may not be able to see this very well, but this bottom half deals with the Ark of Hope. Now, the Ark of Hope was made out of one tree in Germany. It is designed to be exactly like the Ark of the Covenant. It came over to the New England area, went down to the meditation room, hand-carried from New England down to the meditation room in the United Nations. I have photographs of people holding hands, standing around this ark and praying. And in my opinion, it looks like this guy is putting something almost as if it was an altar that he was placing. Inside this ark was the Earth Charter. Now, Gorbachev said this about the Earth Charter. My hope is that this charter will be a kind of 10 Commandments, a sermon on the mount that provides a guide for human behavior toward the environment in the next century. Now, you're going to hear the Pledge of Allegiance to the earth. Now, this is not an isolated situation. Go out to YouTube, type in Pledge Allegiance to the earth, and you'll find numerous hits. I just happened to pick one. Let me know if it's too loud. Enthusiasm from the adults. They really want their children to learn something different. One thing Lincoln said that is absolutely true. What is taught to children today is a reality tomorrow. And these children will grow up and they'll look just like us. They'll speak the same language, but they won't be us. If you want to look up something in history, look up Janissaries. These are modern day Janissaries standing at our door. Now, this is Tennessee's first transition initiative. This is Hohenwald, Tennessee, the county seat, Lewis County. Very rural county, very poor, very depressed currently. It is the first initiative of Tennessee, and actually the people in this particular community actually applied to the transition community for authorization to enter into this great journey, I guess. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It is a global process or movement. They actually have a magazine, and it's called Permaculture. And permaculture is the manner in which we're going to use, or they're going to use, in order to move to sustainable development. Now, permaculture is the combination of two words, permanent agriculture. And they merge those two words together. Essentially, Hohenwald, Tennessee is saying we want to remain permanently agricultural. We want to have no industry whatsoever. So with that, the very first thing that, this is also here. This is a proclamation. And this is a signed proclamation. That's why I use this particular example, because there's several of these initiatives going on currently in the United States. But in this one, the elected officials of the county seat and the county government signed this proclamation. Now, I want to just briefly go over one plank of this. It says, whereas the emphasis of local sustainability in every sector of society can only occur as individuals commit themselves to exemplifying those practices in their personal lives and inspire others to do the same. So you kind of get an idea. That they're pushing something. I have no idea whether they know what they're doing or not, but certainly it's quite different when your elected officials actually sign on to this in the way that they have done it. Now, what they did was one of the first things that they did was to create a local currency. And I can quite understand how this is going to be something that's going to be very important to everybody. Because they're devaluing the dollar almost at an unbelievable rate. They are destroying the wealth that has been accumulated across our lives. So there will be this will be a straw that will be offered to you in order to save the wealth that has been accumulated because the dollar is losing its value. In this particular case, they created a local currency